One. And welcome back here. We're live on location. KBKG More Music 93.5 headquarters here, a hometown radio station here in Corning. Nothing?
Slap him.
Nothing from you guys?
You want me to? Slap him.
Gosh.
He wasn't holding his kid, I would.
I'm going to use it as a shield. Baby shield. There we go. Yeah. Hey, we've got an exciting interview coming up. We don't have one interviewee. We have two. No, not two. We have three. Count them. Three.
I'm glad you can count. You are a numbers guy.
Coach John Phonics really worked for me. Really did. Three, and they are right here. Right there. Look at those guys. Usually you see them on the
three
back.
Stud muffins right there.
Yeah, usually you see them on a most wanted picture on the back.
Maybe the one in the middle.
The back of the newspaper. But today you're going to see them right here. They do have ankle bracelets on, but we'll get that figured out. Guys, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to have y'all introduce yourself real quick, if you don't mind, to the folks maybe at home that don't know who you are, things that you do, maybe some hobbies, and what you do for a living.
Well, there goes my phone. I get a lot of phone calls. Jim Davis. Got three boys going through Corning High School. One of them graduated last year, Parker Davis. I still got two in the, I guess you could say, the athletic programs, Roman Davis and Bennett Davis, coming up. My friend, Jeremy.
Jeremy
Friend?
Woods. I don't know about that, Jim. Jeremy Woods, worked for Clay County Connect here in Corning. I just moved back about 2 years ago. I have three children. For spare time, I coach a girls softball team, travel softball team.
Chris Shourd. I work at Legacy Equipment. I got Rex. He's in the 7th grade. So he's coming up through the football.
Good little athlete.
Yes, sir.
Good little athlete.
Everybody knows you.
Hollywood.
Now, Jeremy came here fresh from the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but he's ripping through. He's going to start wearing cutoffs every time he comes
I'm surprised he didn't have a sleeveless shirt on, to tell you the truth.
He said something about the shirt he bought was at Baby Gap or something. I don't know what that meant.
Just the sleeves.
Teddy Bryan and Scobie bought all the sleeveless shirts.
Your legs are a little bigger than theirs.
All right, tell the folks that don't know, what year did you guys graduate here at Corning High School?
We graduated in 93.
93, okay. Who was y'all's coach in 93? Would that been
Coach Smith and Coach Darby.
Coach Darby?
Perry Darby.
Okay. Yeah, Mike Smith, yeah.
Yeah, he was a scout.
We was just talking about him a while ago, how fast he was.
Coach Ray Stricker ran like a deer.
He would take a hit from us.
Y'all actually should have dressed him out. He wasn't that much older than us. He really wasn't.
He sure looked.
He came here when I was a senior, and he was only like 21 or 2, so he wasn't much older than me when he came here.
Someone said that he went to Tech as like Is he still at Tech?
Is he?
Okay. I know he's like a counselor. Yeah, Coach Chad Jordan. Coach Chad Jordan's in y'all's grade, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, at my 7th grade, and then junior high assistant coach Chad Jordan was. Matter of fact, I'm sure he's probably watching today. I don't have my phone, my little one's got, but Coach, if you're watching, hi. I didn't even invite him. I should have. He's from class of 93. Yeah, it shows what kind of guy I am. But
yeah, Chad, he didn't want you here.
Did not get good guy. Hey, he's doing great. He's doing great things, and gosh, he'll be running the whole school district over at.
He's principal, isn't he?
I think he is, isn't he? Is he principal? Assistant superintendent.
Good for him.
Moving on up.
Hey, I got to know. Were you guys this size?
Hand Jeremy that mic so it's in the middle.
No, we all weighed 190 pounds.
Jim weighed about 150.
You see my boys, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's what Jim looked like. That ain't no joke.
Jim went to played at UCA. He was a stud, but when he come back after that first semester.
Oh, my God. I seen him at a graduation. Somebody in Corning was graduating. I walked up. I'm like, holy crap, Jim.
Yeah,
Man.
He put the size on.
Gained about 450 pounds of muscle.
Just in the cafeteria.
I wish Hollywood was this size back in the day. So
Yeah. He could have been the guard and the tackle.
Yes. You weren't 190 either.
We graduated high school.
That's when I played quarterback at 190. I was big as my lineman. So.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's a scary feeling knowing that you're playing a big team and you average 190 across the line. But that's how it happens here, though, in Corning, though. It really does. Tell me, I want to know, Some of y'all's most memorable moments growing up playing football here at Corning.
I'd start that side by saying Niles Cherry shaking a paddle in our face for 4 years, threatening to put us out because you can't play tackle football. And what's funny is years after I got out of Central, he told me, he said, I never would have whipped you boys. He said, because I always thought y'all were going to be, I thought y'all were going to be special. He said, I had to make you think of it.
He knew you were special,
Jim. He
Jim.
said, I never would have thanked you.
Good thing now you got the Pee Wee football program, and this guy here helped start it.
That's
Back
awesome.
in the day, him and Tony Hudson, but our Pee Wee tackle football was at Central with no pads on.
Yeah, and on the weekends,
we played in this
all the time, man. Me and Jeremy spent a lot of time together when we were kids.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, we got a lot of trouble playing tackle football, but that's where it all started.
I used to pick him up for school before he got his driver's license.
Was he as big of a troublemaker back then, Bart White, as he is now?
That's why I got in a lot of trouble.
Okay, because of Bart.
He ain't never got in trouble because of me.
All right, so y'all had you had Coach Stricker, Coach Darby, and Mike Smith. What was it like for you guys playing under Coach Mike Smith?
What I've said about Mike Smith over the years to people, I think this says a lot about the character of him, is everybody a lot of times worries about football and winning games and everything, but I think one of his biggest priorities is that he wanted to turn this into good men. He expected certain behavior. He demanded it. He expected, we didn't cuss. What we did on the field is another thing. But, as far as we were traveling, we were not, we behaved, we dressed right.
I've never heard Jeremy say a cuss word.
They always wore ties.
Wore ties, yeah.
But he put a lot of focus on.
No facial hair.
Yeah, just.
No hair out of the helmets. we were.
If you walk in with the earring, I think
expected us to
If you'd had a mullet, he'd have scalped you.
in the community also.
That's awesome.
He put a lot of emphasis
Running
into that.
involved if you didn't.
Yeah,
That's more important.
communities.
He
Yeah,
helped make us who we are today. So, Coach, we appreciate that.
yeah. We had him here last week,
Yeah.
and
Great interview with him.
yeah, it really, really was.
All the interviewees were good last week.
We were really blessed. Yeah, we had some good ones for sure. And Coach Mike, he's just so humble, man. He's so humble, and it was really neat hearing some of his stories. And you guys had Coach Mike as a head coach. I had him as an assistant coach, and he's just like you guys said. He's just a role model, man. Like he's the kind of guy you want to be. Like you tell my son, hey, you need to look at this guy, how he does things, how he handles things, and he never got too high. He never got too low, it seemed like. He's always even keel. And
Well, you weren't with us.
Get that blood pressure up.
The guy is going pretty good. We were fortunate to have Coach Mark our sophomore year as a defensive coordinator.
oh, I didn't know that.
We had 3 of the 4 coaches you had on last week. Coach Walls in junior high, and then Mark and Mike. So
I just had a text saying that nobody can hear what they're saying.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. All right, I say we switch it up. I say we let them have the headsets.
All right.
Let's do that. And we'll keep one headset over here. We'll keep that one over here. All right, guys, we're going to switch this up. Mr. Davis, yes, sir. And we'll take that headset over there. We'll speak into that.
and this is Boris, this big head. I can't wear it.
All right, guys.
This is different.
Let's talk about this thing in the mic.
Can y'all hear me through this mic?
Nope.
Okay, so that's probably the issue right there. Y'all talk through that right there. I'm gonna get some batteries for that.
Okay.
And you guys can talk to that headset there.
So do we want to start the interview over since nobody can hear them? What are you doing?
I want you to be able to hear me because I have a question.
Okay. Here, we'll share this mic.
If you guys can go back, there's probably a lot of things you've changed. But what's one thing you sticks in your mind that you've changed about you growing up playing football?
Wow. That we would change?
That you would change, yeah.
Well, myself, I would have tried a little harder.
Preparation, like how, because if we know now and everything that's come about, the off-season program, because we played basketball and baseball, Chris played baseball, it's probably just the preparation. We lifted weights during the off-season, but it's not a 4-month season. It's a 12-month season now, and that's what I would probably go back and.
I didn't realize how much I was going to miss it
Oh God, yeah.
when I got out of school.
What advice would you give the boys playing today?
Just try, whatever your coach tells you to do it more, do it harder. do more reps, just do all you can.
Well, what Chris said is, because I've never met anybody that when they got done playing football said, "Man, I wish I'd never played." Just about everybody misses it. They miss it, but it ends. It don't matter who you are. It ends. Unless you're Tom Brady, I guess it don't end. But for everybody else, it ends.
Can y'all hear us now through this mic? Okay, good.
No.
Nope.
I would be trust the process. I mean, these coaches here, Coach Shelton, he didn't win a state championship by not knowing what he's doing out there. Trust the process, and it is a process. And probably what made us such a tight group is the brotherhood. When we trusted each other on the field, we stayed together from third grade on, and try to build that bond, team bond. It goes a long way.
You're as a senior, looking back as a senior, what advice would you, if you could go back now and give advice to the younger kids, your 10th graders, 11th graders, as a senior, what would you tell them?
I think the biggest thing we had was we trusted each other. I didn't have to wonder whether he was trying hard or he was trying hard. And he mentioned Chad Jordan. I believe Chad was normally the linebacker behind me on my side from defensive end. I remember telling him one time that gave me such comfort because I knew I could take chances, and I knew he'd clean it up. I knew that. Blake Doddett knows me. You didn't have to worry about much there at all. But everybody, you trusted everybody out there. But to be fair, I think I did. I trusted our underclassmen too. But I think I don't know. There was just there was a lot of trust on the field. You didn't have to wonder if somebody else was playing hard or if somebody else was going to do their job. They were.
We were blessed with a great underclassmen,
yes.
Sophomores. We had 3 that played tailback that year for us. Brandy Brown started on defense. Of course, everybody knows Larry Hollis, Doug Reed, and Shane Taylor. Those guys, and they stepped up as sophomores and started and played for us, and it was big. As a sophomore now, you can contribute to a team. You don't have to be a senior to contribute. You can step right in and contribute as a sophomore, and that's another big thing.
Y'all hear me on this now?
Yes, sir.
You said it right there, Jeremy. I've heard a lot of schools, not a lot, but I've heard a few school coaches say, "I'm not playing him. He's a sophomore." Y'all had some good sophomores.
We had.
Y'all were good as sophomores.
We had.
All three of y'all was good sophomores.
There was 9 of us from third grade or from kindergarten on that graduated together. But we had the junior class when we were seniors was a small group. Was Brad was a sophomore. Brad was a sophomore. But Brad was another guy. I mean, that kid was strong, and we would beat on him in practice and try to make him, and he never would give up.
He could take it, couldn't he?
And he turned out to be.
Yeah.
His son's playing now, and his son looks. That's when I look out there, I think that's Brad Davis because they look identical, and they're stocky and tough. And
another question I got for each one of y'all. What is your most exciting cornering sporting event you've ever witnessed or been a part of?
Golly, man, I got to go for it. Rice Bowl last year, man.
That's right in Andy, man.
You got one, Chris?
Well, I was going to say for me the most memorable game was when we beat Pocahontas on homecoming.
Yeah,
I remember that.
There was about 4,000, 4 or 5,000 people there.
I think the whole town of Corning was there.
It was a battle. But our senior year, I think we ended up playing in 5 homecomings. I don't know why people schedule us for the homecomings because
I guess they want to get beat. They want to beat down.
But we played Highland over there the week before Pocahontas. We didn't score a lot of. We weren't going to put up 40 points on you, but you weren't going to score on our defense either. I think we averaged about 5 points a game given up our senior year.
Jeez.
But
we didn't put up a lot either.
We didn't. No.
Hey, that means you only need 1 touchdown to win the game.
I think it was around 20 points a game. We didn't
East
put
Prairie,
a
that's
lot
what
of
it wasn't. East Prairie 7-0.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. But the good thing I was going to say, our defense, we didn't give up a touchdown. First team touchdown until the 7th game of the season.
That's impressive. Very impressive.
Well, that's just back the way it used to be. I mean, whatever's changed has changed, but you didn't see 42 to 38 ball games back then. It was 14 to 6, and that was just that's what it was.
I assume now it was the same back then as it was today and when I played, but did you guys all play both ways?
Oh, heck,
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Davis was a tight end. You knew we were throwing a pass when we called a timeout because we sprayed Davis's hands with stickum.
There you go. There you go.
I got the idea from the replacements from Jim Davis.
That's what it was. That's exactly.
He was a defensive end, but a lot of people probably don't remember. This guy was a punter, and he changed field position big time on the big games. I mean, you average 40 yards a punting. This dude could punt the football, and that was big time when you played 13-7, 14-7 ball games.
Jim Golden Leg Davis. That sounds good, don't it?
Yes, it does.
We'll
Bring it up tonight.
bring that up tonight. So, Great White Shadow was the son, and Golden Leg Davis was his dad.
What we'll do if we punt and not a very good punt, man, I wish we had Golden Leg Davis.
There will never be another. We'll get a statue one day of him punting out in front of there at Bobcat Stadium.
And I got to play, and quarterback back then anybody could play quarterback for us. You hand the ball off and block. I was basically a fullback handing the ball off as I blocked back then. And we had a 5-2 defense. I played rover. Chris, you played guard and DN, wouldn't you? Or
defensive
tackle?
end and right tackle.
Right tackle.
Well, I'll say this though about a quarterback like you, though. I mean, how many quarterbacks, the kind of the pretty boys, the sunshines, how many of them are wanting to lead? How many of them want to lead block into a hole?
Long hair like
You did just call him a pretty boy. I like it. But
I enjoy blocking.
There was a design play, and you might remember that they may have done the same thing with you, where Jeremy turns and pitches the ball and lead blocks off that pitch. This guy getting out front, that's an extra big boy block.
Davis, leave the piano alone.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I just did y'all have like our normal dead T type of formations on offense? Okay.
Well, you didn't see us split out.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have any split out.
So two tight ends at dead
We
T.
ran 42, 28 sweep, and we would tell we were bad. We would tell them when we were beating them bad. We'd tell them what play we were about to run.
34 trap.
But our
We
trap,
run on the first play.
Scotty Manette, who's no longer with us, broke his ankle against Highland right at the end of the game, but he had over 1,500 yards running fullback, 34 trap. And he only weighed, 160 pounds?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was small.
He could fly.
Small
But
kid.
But our line that trap was, they didn't see it coming. I mean, it was tough.
That's awesome, man, right there.
Well, you had Kurt Young leading the trap.
We should have got him on here.
Yeah, we should have. I'd say because that's the kind of stuff I agree. Is that what y'all ran back when you played Bart?
I don't remember what we ran. I was a guard. I just blocked.
Yes, he was the same. They ran wing tee back.
That's what I like because it seemed like we all. I don't know about you guys, but when 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, we all had the same, same formations, and they just kind of 5 plays, whatever it was, kind of like the old Coach Campbell, just etch it into your brain, and it's all about execution.
Every now and then, everybody would sneak up, and we'd throw a halfback pass, but our passes were hot passes. We didn't. Every now and then, we'd throw.
I think Jeremy's inventor of the Statue of Liberty play.
Oh wow!
We did against Pocahontas.
Y'all ran that? Really?
Pocahontas.
Yep.
7-7 ball game, like 4 minutes to go. We ran a hook and lateral. Did he pitch it to you?
No, you talking about
You pitched it to Kurt.
I pitched
the
it to
hook
Kurt.
and lateral. 4th down.
That's the Jim Page play, right?
Page got it too one year, but we ended up getting 2 4th down conversions on that drive, and Kurt got our way down to like the 9-yard line. It was beautiful.
Well, the one on Jeff's, they had to bring oxygen out on the field.
Jeff Page made it to the goal line.
He stopped. He quit running. He was done.
I think you tossed it to him about the 50.
I don't know.
Craig Beck was over at the concession stand getting some popcorn. He threw it down, and he ran Page down, tapped him before he got to the end zone. That kid was fast.
Yeah.
What was y'all's off season like in your workout program? I'm assuming you guys had 2-a-days as well, right?
Yeah.
That was a give it in Corning back there, man.
Well, a lot of the off season, those guys were working out. Me and Jim played basketball. We took the football. We took the football from the field to the courts. We were pretty rough basketball team back in the day.
We usually fouled out a lot the first 2 or 3 weeks.
They're the original Bash Brothers.
So we had fun, but they had a good. We worked out as well, but you guys know, and you too. Dick Walsh Junior High. That's where it all started in the workout.
Exactly.
We won one ball game our 7th grade year. We were terrible. We didn't know how to put our helmet on, our pants, and then after that 7th grade, we were talking about it last night. After that 7th grade off season, with them cinder blocks and homemade benches and lifting,
Our tractor tires, we were rolling those around.
That we had to pull them. We had a
That's right,
rope
you had a harness.
with harness made out of duct tape that we had to pull up and down the field.
Hey, y'all were talking about the Pee Wee program that Jim had helped start. I just want to thank you, Jim, because my boy, I had to make play football in the 6th grade, and you and Wes Couch were the coaches, and you didn't just drive it down his throat that he had to be the best out there, but as long as he gave his best. And that meant a lot to me, because I didn't think he was going to play the next year. And, he was a timid kid.
He's grown out of that.
He's grown a little bit out of that. He's kind of big now, but I appreciate that program really helping the football team out around here, because it gives the younger kids a chance to say if this is something they really want to do.
But for what's worth, thank you. But that was not a one guy. That was, Tony Hudson was right out the gate out there helping me. He was involved as I was. And just out the gate, Jed Daniels was a big part of it for 10 years. Josh Jensen done, and I couldn't name everybody. That was a very collectively a lot of people hands-on helping get that going. So.
But it's taking the initiative. Me and Andy have talked about that before. A lot of people have ideas, but they won't take the initiative to get them started. Right. Yep. So,
Jeremy, what he said a while ago, he said when they got 7th grade, he said we didn't know how to put on our helmets or our pads or our pants. This Pee Wee program, that gets them prepared for high school. At least going into 7th grade, they know the X's and O's and pretty much know where they're supposed to be and stuff like that. So it's a great program.
It saves the coaches time where they could get to the fundamentals of football and the plays they want to run instead of having to teach them all that. We didn't know how to put anything on.
Would y'all like to hear a West Couch story?
Yes, we sure would. If it's dirt, we want to hear it.
All right, we need to hear it.
How about when Jace was in about 3rd or 4th grade? We're getting ready for the first practice. My sister says, Wes, do you need me to help Jace get suited up? And Wes said, I know how to get my kids suited up. First practice, I got a picture of Jace with his shoulder pads on backwards. I've got it in my phone.
That is awesome. I'm so glad you said that.
That's my sister and Wes. Yeah, she's got a picture of shoulder pads on backwards.
Coach Couch, if I ever get ragged about something, I'm so bringing that up now. I have ammo now. Thank you. I needed that. That is awesome. All right, so each team that I've ever been on always had that one guy that was kind of like the class clown, the cut-up guy. Who was that in y'all's grade?
Blake Dodd.
Blake Dodd. That's a quick answer.
That safe?
Yeah,
I think
we were all quiet.
Yeah.
We were quiet.
We had one too, and because of him, we had to do some duck walks and what was it bear crawls? Is that what they call it? Did y'all do those too?
Yeah.
Coach Duncan, that's all we had to do was bear crawls and Coach Duncan. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We've had a few of those. I don't know if we caught the very beginning of the interview or not, but these guys are from class of 93, and we appreciate them obviously coming on. Hey, Smalls. Hey, Sweetie. Hey, cut that out, babe. Sorry, guys. I got a little.
We're getting
We're
entertained.
going to have to convert him.
What is that?
That's an Ole Miss license plate.
Oh, I just threw it in my mouth. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Who's got an old?
That's one of our new assistant coaches, but he's new, and nobody's perfect, so we'll figure it out. But
You got a screwdriver when we leave?
let's do it. Let's get it. I do have one.
Yes.
He's a sharp dressed man though, coming through
We'll
the.
take it off.
He is now. That's right. What did you just tear up the piano? Anyways, so before you couldn't hear him, how's it going, Connor? Before you couldn't hear him, we were talking about Jeremy had bought his shirt where?
You said Baby Gap.
Baby Gap, okay. Well, there's a table here so I can say that. And I got you guys here to help me out, too. Fresh out of the gym. Fresh out of the
Help
gym.
him out. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Hey, honestly, he's always been a stocky kid. I mean, he ain't been that big, but he was always a stocky kid.
Jeremy, could you beat Bart in arm wrestling right now?
Probably.
I just wanted to see some confidence. I can't get it out of him, though. Gosh.
Hey, I used to be pretty good at arm wrestling. You ain't got to be super strong lifting weights to be arm wrestling.
Oh, yeah?
Technique.
Huh?
It's technique.
I'm not saying I can beat you. I'm just saying. Hey, Kurt Young was probably the strongest kid on y'all's team. He couldn't arm wrestle worth crap.
Kurt, speaking of, I was going to say Kurt. We mentioned Kurt, but Chris Webb, he lost his mom about 2 weeks ago.
Yes,
so we're thinking about you, Chris. Did I mention everybody? I think another guy we didn't mention. He's no longer with us. Is Stephen Frame. He was a good ball player.
Did you guys have any, and you don't have to come out and say it if you don't want to, it's fine, but did y'all have any off the field shenanigans with, so say Piggott or anybody at all that, you don't have to tell the story. The statute of limitations is over, so that's good.
We really didn't, but this day and age with social media, everybody's friends, and if we were going to Piggott or Walnut Ridge and it wasn't a game, it was probably to fight. We weren't friends with other, and then we weren't. We became friends. We were talking about it in Hollywood too. We became friends with a lot of our rivals once we got to college. I mean, we had respect for each other, but in high school, I mean, we weren't friends with other people. They were our enemies, right, Davis?
No, have Jeremy tackle her if she plays that piano one more time.
It sounds good.
Hey, me and Jeremy and Jim had a couple off-field shenanigans.
Oh, yeah?
If they want to share it with you.
Can we get
The statute of limitations, not sure.
Hey, if they want to tell it, I'm going to let them tell it.
No. Like I said, I just moved back about 2 years ago, and I want to keep everything on my reputation.
Hey, if we're still doing this show a couple of years down the road, we'll tell about it.
And maybe years down the road.
We'll have to get Jeff Page in here, too, though, when we tell about it, because he was with us.
I love it. Do you guys get to many games now? Obviously, you got family lives, all that stuff, right? But do you get to many Bobcat games nowadays?
Yeah, I have a nephew, Eli Mason, so I try to support him. Basketball, baseball. Baseball is too early, man. They play a ball game at 4:00. Most people work.
Yeah, it's so tough.
I don't know how y'all get there, but yeah, I try to support him as much as I can, and he's a good ball player. Works hard. Not many people know, but since we got this weight room out here at the community center, we got a lot of football players working out there. They put a lot of time in. I had 2 or 3 out there after practice, Tuesday or Wednesday. They practiced for 2 hours and come out there and worked out. So those guys are putting the work in, I promise you.
Speaking of the gym there at the community center, I've got a son, my stepson Luke.
I've met Luke.
You've helped him out a lot. Now I need you to help me out.
He wants you to try talking to me to get his haircut.
Get that haircut. There you go. That's it. Get that haircut.
Hey, he's a good kid, man. I really like Luke.
Very respectful kid. I met him.
He's a basketball player.
Well, I can beat him, but he's all right.
You can't beat him.
Yeah, I can.
You be winning after the first layup.
Hey, I'm old and we elbow.
Okay. Hey, both these guys were. You didn't play basketball, did you, Chris?
No.
These two guys are pretty good basketball players.
No.
I was a senior and they was sophomores. A funny story. I used to shoot all the time.
No.
I mean, all the time.
No.
Well, we had an alumni game. Well, Jim was posting up down low, and I faked like I was going to shoot a three. Well, by the time I went to fake, he turned around, and I was actually going to pass him the ball. And he hit him in the back. He turned around and goes, "Did you pass that?"
Wasn't something that you used to, you passing the ball, huh?
Yeah, that's right. No, I'll admit it.
That's why I was.
I got the ball
I didn't
shot.
pass the ball. You give me the ball, I'm going. Wasn't going to score, but I was going.
He wasn't passing either. If he crossed half court and he caught the ball, he was shooting.
Court shots.
He didn't have to run a full court because he never
That's
passed
right.
the 3-point line. He
Stay
stayed
between the
behind the
3-point lines, man.
That alumni game, I thought we were going to play at the high school, where we played.
Right.
I was 40. Was I 40 when I played in that stupid thing?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I go in, E&D board nagged me to death to play. All he wanted to do was just elbow me because he's big and just rough me up. But anyway,
first trip down the court, when I turned and looked at the goal, it was 3/4 miles away. You think I'm playing? And I mean, one trip and I'm done. I'm gassed, dying. And my wife, thinking it'd be funny, she brought my Pee Wee basketball team I was coach at the time to sit in the crowd and yell at me, "You gotta hustle! You gotta hustle!"
That was great.
I was dying.
We had 10 guys, and I come up with the idea. Hey, we'll play. I think we played halves like college, didn't we? Didn't we play 2 20-minute halves?
I don't know, Bart.
I said, guys,
It was that.
that was mine.
Oh my God.
And I said, we'll play 5 minutes, and then the other sub. And somebody looked at me and excuse my language. Who in the hell decided we're going to play 5 minutes at a time? It should have been 2 minutes at a time.
It's probably
I think it was Jim.
probably me. A minute and a half would have been fine.
Hey, I tell you what, Jim didn't play a lot with us, but every Sunday and Wednesday, we was up, me and Jeremy and a bunch of other guys, we was up Central playing open gym. I mean, religiously, 2-3 nights a week. Had our own keys, which I don't think the school knew that, but we had our own keys. But we had a lot of fun, man. We did. We had a lot of fun.
We had the community center then, I'm assuming, right?
No,
Back then, the
No.
community center wasn't. When did
back then.
No, Andy,
No, we didn't have
we're
a community center.
I'm 49, so that makes them 46, 47.
Our community center was over in Arnold Edition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Little League Field.
You know where they built those apartments down there in Arnold Edition?
Lillard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one
Man.
by the water.
Yeah.
That was.
I missed that.
They
once.
tore that. That was like Williamsport. That place.
Yes. And that was a nice baseball
The
field, man.
dugouts were down in the ground. You stepped down in.
Yeah, I remember that.
Big old press box, and I hate that they tore it down. That was.
Me too. For some reason, because I think Victory Lake was there when I was growing up, but for some reason we played some games out there. I remember that.
Yeah, it was
There.
Then they tore the old Babe Ruth field down over by elementary. That's where we played Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth, so by the elementary school.
Where you
on the-
pull in now to pick up
behind the
kids in the
pool.
line.
Okay.
That was a baseball field.
Oh, wow.
And if you could hit it in the pool.
You get a good shot down left field line, it went swimming pool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I heard someone say that there was a field over
Jeremy
there.
go after the game and dive over and get my home run balls out.
He found them back over the other fence, the catch fence. That's awesome. Yeah, I had forgot. I'm glad you brought that little up. When you said that, it hit me. I'm like, man, yeah, that's been gone, I guess, gosh,
I don't know.
15 years?
Yeah, I was gone for about 25, so I don't know when they tore
Where
the.
they built those apartments down there towards the water tower, that field on the left before you get to Lillard Field, that's where we played football.
Yeah.
It was a big open lot. It was as big as bigger than the football field.
And then, like I say, we play out here in
Up
this.
here by the,
Yep, played out here.
by the radio station.
That was our community center. We didn't have a community
Yeah.
center.
But see, that was a cool thing, though. I guess you guys ride bikes or meet up or whatever. And
Rode bikes
Put a million
all over
miles
this
on
town.
both bicycles.
Me and Jeremy both got a ticket for drag racing down Park Street. We was on our way to play ball at Central Gym. And here he comes and passes me. Well, you know what I'm going to do when somebody tries to pass me. I'm going to gag it. Tom Colbert was a street over, and he pulled us over and gave us both tickets.
That was like I've been getting my graduation money, so I had to use $200-something.
Hey, Gary Garland,
Graduation
bless his heart, he's not here now, but he got us out of those 2 tickets. We had to pay I don't remember what it was, but they reduced it down to like $65. So thank Gary Garland for that.
30-something years ago was a lot of money.
a lot of money. When you're getting $6 an hour.
It was $5.
We could dig change out of our ashtrays and have enough gas to cruise around all night.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that's what you guys did back in the day then. So not a whole lot different than...
No, we played. There wasn't no playing video games inside.
Yeah, that's-
every weekend. Me and Jeremy, and it's always me and him. But we had guys in the Arnold Edition that played ball with us, and we'd come down here and play. Clay Boland's house. I mean, we was always playing baseball, basketball, football somewhere. There wasn't no,
Yeah, no
video
electronics.
games. Then we go over to Chris Webb's and take naps on his couch.
Thanks, Chris. Chris is about like, who are these
He
people?
lived down there by Lillard Field.
Right.
So we was at his house a lot. Jeremy lived just right down the street, and then I had a great grandmother that lived a couple blocks over from Jeremy. So I mean, we was always doing something.
We may have caught this earlier, we may not have. So I'm going to ask you again, just in case we had the audio difficulties. So, what is y'all's most memorable moment? Whether it's your playing days, I know one of y'all said the Rice Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
But what's one of y'all's most memorable moment with Bobcat football?
I already said mine.
What was that? They didn't hear you. That's why we're doing it again, Hollywood.
We can't remember if y'all had the headsets on or not.
Okay, well, it was beating Pocahontas on their homecoming.
Their homecoming.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Pocahontas obviously bigger town, bigger school. That's I assume Coach Williams was there too.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, his son was a senior that year.
No, Opie was a senior. He was a year ahead of us.
Okay.
But he was still coaching there.
Hey, if you guys could talk to a kid now that isn't playing any sports at all but thinking about it, what's some advice you'd give them?
You don't get to. I mean, the clock's ticking. I mean, at some point you don't get to.
Yeah, once you graduate high school, it's over.
I mean, I hate to say, again, once it ends, it ends. But if you've got opportunity to play now, I think there's so many lessons to be learned from sports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very passionate about that. To me, it's not so much about the winning and losing. It's just the lessons and the camaraderie, the teamwork, and the things you do learn. But
when Jim was still farming, I seen him every day, and we always talk about sports. And you can ask him. We both have talked about kids that ain't even out there on the field. That's a good athlete, or maybe better than some of them that need to be out there playing.
Yeah.
And that's it's a waste of talent. Could help out the school, but
I think when you get older, you're going to look back and wish.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I wished I'd have played basketball, and I didn't, and I look back and think.
Yeah, you could have passed it to me when I was open for.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
Mark, you got anything else for him?
No.
Okay. Here's one we always ask. Did y'all have any celebrity crushes growing up?
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Would you check see if my wife's on?
This is back before you met
She
your
is.
wife.
No,
It's
I
okay.
did not. I did not have any celebrity crushes. No.
Seriously?
Absolutely not. No.
Jeremy?
She's watching.
I'm sure I did. I mean,
I can't think of who.
You did have that poster of Michael Jackson on your CD.
He was a Michael Jackson.
I could run with that, but I'm not going to. I
You
could
had the
take that
coat,
and
didn't
run.
you? Didn't you have the red?
No.
No, I'm kidding, man.
I mean, I'm sure I did.
I give him a hard time every time I see him.
I don't know. 30 years. I mean,
That's why he never gets mad. He knows he's expecting it.
I don't know. There's several because I mean we liked our girls back in the day. I mean,
What about you, Hollywood? Did you have any celebrity crushes?
I can't think of who it was.
It must not have been too big of a crush.
I mean, I could probably say. I mean, the nickname Hollywood. I could probably throw a name out there, but we're not going to do that right now. We'll get to how he got that nickname
Off air.
30 years from now.
If we're all still here.
We're still here.
Hopefully.
And just want to get to Coach Shelton, you guys, all the coaching staff. Appreciate what you guys have done, bringing them back. I mean, these coaches that we were talking the other day, we can do so much. Just if they will take what they've learned and put it to the field, they're going to have a good season, man. I can tell. Those coaches, they love what they're doing, love the kids, and the kids love the coaching staff, and that's big. Last weekend, when I saw my nephew with this, your sister sent them to me Friday morning, sitting in there eating with their ties on. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
They were packed
Tradition.
when I come through.
Yeah. Tradition is big, and that was awesome.
If maybe say one series, if we had an alumni football game and you had a pad up and you had to go one drive, could you guys get it done today?
Yeah, I'll just hand the ball off. It was easy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll be coaching.
I was thinking I'd hand the ball off to Jeremy.
No.
I'm coach.
Look, it's all right. I'm not a cardio type of guy, so no, I couldn't do it. I mean, I like to lift weights. It's a good stress reliever, but running is not my thing. And I'm not even going to.
Anybody our age we could get to be the running back?
I don't
that
know
could run down the field?
I don't know that we're going to set up a team there.
How about Larry Hollis? I bet Larry Hollis could do it.
I bet
Hollis
Lancer
could do it.
Larry Hollis,
Shane
Taylor.
He might still be a little fast, but I don't know if he's as fast as he was in high school.
Who's that?
Shane Mansker.
Shane Taylor was a heck of a running back in the day. Doug Reed.
Doug would try it, I guarantee you.
Doug
I
would
bet
try.
Larry would still try it too.
And Larry probably looks like a Greek god still. I haven't seen him.
He does.
I haven't seen him in a long time. But the kid was always lived. He didn't
Hercules
have
Hollis.
he didn't have any fat on him.
No. Last time I seen him, he had no fat on him.
Yeah,
That's
that's
been
what I'm
probably
saying.
5 years ago.
Yeah, great.
He
guy.
does look good now though, because he's bald headed.
Oh, good Lord. He swears it's a choice, but I don't think so. Was there a teacher growing up or maybe an administrator in school that you guys want to give a shout out to that maybe was a favorite teacher or whatever it may be growing up? Or maybe one you gave so much crap to that you want to apologize now?
Well, I probably do. Miss Guthrie and home ec, we probably all need to apologize.
Yeah, it was rough.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one, Chris.
I never had home ec, so I wasn't involved in that one.
We
I did the cooking part of it, Jim, so we got to eat, man.
we had some good teachers, great faculty back then. I mean,
Mr. Gatlin was probably one of y'all's favorites,
he was
wasn't he?
our favorite. We loved taking shots in the trash can. If we missed, we got 2 licks. We loved it. But back then, school was fun for us. Like I say, they supported us. All this faculty, we had great support.
The only bad thing about when we were in high school, we didn't have air conditioners.
That's right.
That's the only bad memory I have of high school.
No AC.
No AC.
Well, we'd get out at 1 o'clock on days that was
Yeah,
100 plus.
Hot, we got out at 1 o'clock.
Really?
It was miserable.
Wow. Kind of the press box last Friday night?
I took 3 or 4 showers during the day, man. It was horrible.
Hey, I want to thank you guys for spending your time with us today, and I want to thank you guys for continuing to support Corning athletics. Just showing up for the ball games gives a sense to those kids that somebody's still there rooting them on, and we appreciate you guys, especially coming in and talking about the past. We always go, boy, back in my day.
Yeah.
Those kids now don't realize what that means.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about, you don't get the second opportunity. They're going to be sitting somewhere in 30 years going, well, back in my day, hey, we had cell phones.
30 years, we're all going to be in the nursing home.
Y'all might be.
Playing wheelchair football.
But what y'all do is a big part. I mean, it's enormous, guys. I mean, how many people y'all are reaching that wouldn't have? I called it. I think I texted y'all one time. I got stuck in Stuttgart.
Yep,
and
sure did.
They thought you'd think the Super Bowl was going on in the hotel, because I got to sit there and watch the ball game that I otherwise would have missed. But y'all are reaching so many more people that would not, have any chance to have access to it.
When I first started helping Andy, that's one thing that I told him. I said, man, more than anything, this, what you're doing now, lets a lot of, because y'all knows what I do, a lot of elderly people, they can't make it out to football games. They don't, they're just not able to.
But they'll come turn it on and watch.
By golly, they can sit in their recliner and fix a bowl of popcorn or whatever, and they can watch the whole football game from home, and that's great.
Yeah, and you got a lot of siblings that are going off to college, or they're getting to tune in and watch their younger siblings play sports. So
I bet these kids don't even think about how many coaches and scouts are able to watch this and scout.
We get messages. We really do. It's really cool. And the big thing for us is that the community really rallies behind it and supports it. We're a small community. We have 40 sponsors, that's crazy. Little Rock's not getting that. Fayetteville's not. Greenwood's not getting that. Pine Bluff isn't. You guys support it. Y'all always talk good about us. You're always, helping us on the feeds and stuff, commenting and sharing. And you guys are all good to us. This community's awesome, man. They say it takes a village. We had an army in Corning, and I appreciate all of y'all. I really, really do. And, but there's some days it's frustrating. I know Friday night we had some technical issues. It was hotter than a sauna in there, but
high school days.
Yeah, it's awesome. When you have people call you and tell you, like we had one guy, this was actually in Missouri, but he said that him and his wife had split up, and I guess she got custody of the kid, and him and the kid had kind of started growing apart. And he's always on the road. He's a truck driver. And he had called and said, man, now I can watch. Before he said I'd call my son, asking about the game, he's like, how'd you do? I did good. Well, how many points you score? I think 4. It was real short. He says, now I can watch the game. I can interact with him. I can say, hey, man, did you see that missed call? And he said, man, it's done wonders. And hearing stuff like that makes it all worth it. It really does. And we can't do it without the support of you guys, everybody in the community, and we just want to say thank you guys for that. I want to personally thank you guys for coming in. You were the first grouping that we've had like this of a class, and I didn't know how that was going to work. You guys handled it really well, like professionals. We were a little nervous about that. And I'm kidding. No,
he probably said, you got a mute button because Woods comes out of Woods' mouth.
Jeremy called me last night on my way back from White River, and he said, hey, I tried to get hold of Andy. He's supposed to holler back at me. He said, what time am I supposed to be there? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, let me call him. Yeah. I said, no, Jeremy, when we get on there tomorrow, I said, you can't say no cuss words. He died laughing. He said, I won't. He said, I won't.
We've actually got a chart of cuss word kind of synonyms, different words and verbiage that Bart can use just to help us out on the stream so he doesn't. So
That's no lie, because I seen him in the press box last night.
Great googly moogly. There were several of them that were trying to keep us on the air, essentially. So, but
We ain't never said anything that bad on the air.
no, but Adam did take his shirt off and waved it around on camera one night, though.
He was up on the table helicoptering,
Yeah, we've done some things that we regret, but nobody's perfect, I guess. So.
Say one thing. Okay. I know last year, me and Andy, he said every state has watched our footage, football games. He said the only state that hadn't got on was Maine. And was it the Pickett game?
It was the last game.
The last game of the year, we had somebody sign in on there from Maine.
No kidding.
So every state has seen CSR football.
That's
It's
awesome.
been neat, man. It's 31 countries, 50 states. It's been a blessing, but it's because of folks like you guys. We appreciate y'all, and obviously appreciate y'all's hard work back in the day. Obviously had some very successful seasons, and not only are we great players, but now you're great men, and we really appreciate that. And thanks you guys for coming on. Do y'all have anything else you want to say before we get off here? Anything that you want to throw out there? Any shout-outs or anything of that nature?
We hope the Bobcats win tonight.
Yeah,
Good
good luck
luck
tonight.
Absolutely.
Everybody stay safe on the trip going over and coming back. I was going to plug my jobs because I need as much. We need business. Clay County
serious?
Connect.
Are you serious?
Hey, you guys, if you hadn't switched over the internet to us, what are you waiting on? Is all I got to say. Fiber
They are the best.
All the cool kids are doing it.
870-202-1990.
Everybody make sure and tune in to CSR tonight for Corning versus Cross County.
That's right. Guys, that's been the class of 1993 here on Good Morning Corning. We'll be right back at these words from our sponsor.